What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Hoop Collective Podcast.
Buddy Hield has hit 24 three-pointers in the first 5 games. Now, look, Buddy Hield's been in the NBA a long time. I don't think anybody's under the delusion that all of a sudden he's going to turn into Klay Thompson. Having said that, he's averaging almost 5 threes a game.
Yeah.
And he's shooting a great percentage. And the whole strength and numbers thing is working.
The Hoop Collective Podcast. Listen on the ESPN app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
This is Daryl from Columbus, previously from the Paul Finebaum Show.
Dr. Bulldog in L.A., good afternoon.
This is why I like this kind of game. You got to have some hate in football. I don't hate Alabama. I don't hate Auburn. I hate Florida, Tennessee's a close second, so don't get it twisted being a Bulldog fan, but this is Herschel Walker versus James Jones.
The Paul Finebaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC Network.
The NWSL is so on, and now it's on ESPN. From rookies to rising stars to legends of the game, the world's best players battle it out in pursuit of an NWSL championship. The NWSL on ESPN, presented by Ally, all season long on the networks of ESPN and ABC. It's so on.
Elevate your live music experience with Daly's Place Blue. Live like a VIP with the best seats in the house, premium parking, your own private entrance, VIP lounge access, and guaranteed tickets to sold-out shows. Go to dailysplace.com or call 904-633-2000.
Hey, boss.
You're late. Sit down. We got to talk about some news I heard about Safe Touch Security today.
Look, boss, I stopped by the bakery and got some pumpkin donuts.
Donuts?
Boss, pumpkin is a fruit. Therefore, these are healthy.
Sounds logical to me. All right, so here's the latest. Safe Touch now has these video doorbells with advanced analytics, and they're offering them for free. Mr. Jackson hates me.
Boss, my Vipassana meditation coach told me to let go of that you cannot control.
What is in those donuts?
Seriously, it's kind of like don't sweat the small stuff.
It's not small. Safe Touch has a 2-way communicator, the guaranteed response, and now this.
Oh yeah, I guess more folks getting Safe Touch means less business for us.
Exactly. Now grab your donuts, Pumpkin Breast. We gotta go find some more houses without Safe Touch.
Coming, boss.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson with Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Right now, get a free video doorbell with advanced analytics. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-2049.
As the year comes to a close, make your impact count. Support Malavia Washington Youth Foundation's year-end giving and empower underserved youth in Jacksonville. Donate now at malwashington.com. Again, visit malwashington.com.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news. ESPN's Adam Schefter's reporting Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott's expected to miss several weeks with a hamstring injury. He's seeking a second opinion to confirm treatment options. Yesterday, owner Jerry Jones said they were mulling options to improve the team. They might want to rethink that, advises ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky.
Without Dak Prescott, they don't have a chance. And, if he's going to go on IR, I think the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, have to be very real and honest about where their football team sits right now. This was not a good football team with their starting quarterback. If he's going to go on IR, then I think they got to ask themselves the very difficult question of, Should we entertain trading players like Zach Martin and building to the future?
The Saints, mired in a 7-game losing streak, fired coach Dennis Allen amid his 3rd season with the team. Special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi named interim coach. NBA sources tell ESPN's Shams Charania Spurs coach Greg Popovich sidelined indefinitely due to an illness. Assistant Mitch Johnson will be interim head coach starting with tonight's game against the Clippers.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Tuesday. Cowboys, Bengals, Falcons, and Rams. I'll tell you which teams actually have hope and which ones are hopeless. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Recreational marijuana. It's on your ballot on Tuesday. But before you vote, who's watching what's in the weed? Action News Jax investigates, taking you inside a medical marijuana testing facility. The dangerous elements they're keeping out of pot.
We had an incident where 3 people died on the same day from smoking marijuana.
No matter where you stand on the issue, we're testing weed before Amendment 3. Today at 5:45 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
To understand what makes Diamonds Direct so different than other jewelry stores, you have to go back 60 years, when a diamond cutter became well known for his exceptional craftsmanship. His diamond cutting business flourished for decades. Then his sons got involved and started selling these exceptional diamonds to upscale jewelry stores here in America. After a few years, these wholesalers decided to change the game and started selling these precious diamonds direct to the public at the same prices they had sold to the jewelry stores. The no middleman concept became an instant success, and Diamonds Direct was born. Today, Diamonds Direct provides that extraordinary value to people all over America, leading the industry with the highest quality diamonds that still come straight from the best cutters, offered at the guaranteed best prices, period. Diamonds Direct, a truly revolutionary concept with a unique history, rooted in quality, committed to excellence, and always focused on value. Official jeweler of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and proud to call Jack's home. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Let's get her started. Up and running. Bop, 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 bop. Welcome to the Aaron Schachter Show, ESPN 690. Hanging with you guys up until 5 p.m. today. That's how we do. Are we on the clock? I didn't realize we were on the clock. Appreciate that, Brian. I feel like that won't be the last time we hear that this season. I don't know that we need to hear it every 30 seconds.
Okay.
Maybe it does serve as a good reminder, though. Like, hey, this is what we're playing for. The guys have their stuff they're playing for, like a paycheck, and employment, opportunities for their children and families and stuff. And then we have stuff that they're playing for, like draft position.
Yeah.
Every year.
The trick is, Aaron, don't tell the Jags front office, the coaches, some of the players that they could potentially win at the number 1 overall pick, or else all of a sudden we're going to go on a win streak. We're going to be, the 14th
you joke,
in the draft.
You joke, but that's literally how the Jets do it every year. As a matter of fact, that's how the Jags ended up with Trevor Lawrence.
That's right. That's right.
Shout out Frank Gore.
Every year. You hear me?
Yeah.
Even if it hasn't panned out completely the way that most think that it should have. Side note before you start on, Aaron.
I mean, already here.
Just a warning to anybody ever walking into a public place, a public lavatory. Close your mouth before you walk in.
Whoa.
Let me tell you what I did.
That's a hot warning right there.
I was yawning just now.
Whoa.
About 90 seconds before the show started, I said, I'll be right back.
You did. You walked out of here.
Let me,
I was like, you must be running an errand or something.
Let me go handle some business and grab my headphones.
Business, I understand.
And I knew it was going to be a quick business right
there.
You
really need your headphones to go to the bathroom?
Hey, sometimes.
Okay.
I yawn as I open the door.
Oh, come on, man.
somebody needs to go see a doctor.
You.
I don't know
You're
in the
the one
building.
that needs to see the doctor.
Whoever left that, and whoever had that, oh boy, they need to go see their doctor today.
My goodness, you probably have some kind of chest disease now. Hey, speaking of disease, if you want to start off medical, well, I was going to get into my medical issues.
Oh yeah, let's start there.
I've got a new diagnosis, but I feel like we gotta talk football first.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we can get to my medical issues next hour as my ace bandage falls down my arm. It's real old people stuff.
Okay.
Honestly, all of it. As opposed to what the Jags were doing on Sunday, which wasn't old people stuff. It was football. They were running around the field. It looked like running around with the spirit of some youngins. Some pep in the step for warm-ups. Because by the time the game started, that's not what it looked like. Oof. You always, as the Jags game is about to start, you go, man, it probably can't get worse, right? Probably can't get any worse than what we've seen. And then your favorite team gets held to less than 40 yards in the first 3 quarters. What was that? Holy cow. But please, Doug Peterson, tell me more about how Press Taylor should still be the offensive coordinator of this team. Please, somebody explain to me why we should keep anybody. Wild, wild work by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, injuries have depleted the offense. It's an understatement. Even the guys who were on the field were getting dinged up. Losing Anton Harrison for a couple of snaps. Still, that was ugly. That did not look like a professional football team out there.
Oh, for how long, though? You talking about the first half? You talking about the first quarter?
The whole game. Look, the score ended the way the score ended. Jags only lost by 5. You actually texted me to make sure that you didn't or you did screw up your bet, which, by the way, looking back,
I think Aaron might be in the lead.
You did pick Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia was favored by 7.5.
Mm-hmm. Disrespectful.
So they did not cover. Jacksonville wins that bet.
Yeah.
But to the larger point, Brian, the score was not indicative of the game. The score was not indicative of the game. Don't give me the shrug.
I think it was.
Don't give me the shrug. That score, that game should have ended 22-0. That's what that game was.
Except for
what?
The same issues that the Jags have, right? Philly has apparently with the head coaching or maybe the coaching in general, and that team not looking the way that they have looked in years past, or like recently, especially in that second half when things looked like they were falling apart for Philly. So I think the game is indicative of both of those teams and where they're at. The Jags are a team that we thought were good that aren't nearly as good as we thought they were, dealing with injury and all that good stuff, on top of the fact that the coaching, the players on there, that whole recipe cooked up isn't showing what we want them to show in the way of wins. And then Philly, yeah, they're a team that knows how to win a lot of games because of their level of talent, but they may be held back by a couple of things, including their head coach and whatever it is that allows for them to, potentially like give these kind of crazy turnovers or these crazy plays in the game that lets teams that they should be blowing out, like you said, 22-0, get back into the game and gain some confidence. So that's why I shrugged my shoulder.
I'm looking at that game going, the Jags barely earned the 16 before they got to the 22.
It was quick.
Barely. The Trayvon Walker play was fun amongst the day of depressing.
Thanks, Aaron.
It was.
It was.
It was like the lone bright spot. I'm sitting in the living room with my wife and her mom and her dad. We're all just watching football, having a nice Sunday together. And like the whole room lights up. Oh, look at that. Whoa. Everyone got excited. But only because there had been such a lack of excitement for the last 2.5 hours. And, quite frankly, it was the best run of the day for the Jags. The Trayvon Walker stumbling, rumbling. Bigsby wasn't out there doing it. ETN wasn't out there doing it. The Ernest Johnson, despite forcing him to go out there, he's like, are you sure you want me back out there again? Yeah. Yes. Go. Trayvon Walker giving Derrick Henry stiff arms all over the place. You saw him embarrass Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts putting minimal effort out there.
Hey, Jalen Hurts is the reason why I almost went on a 5-game win streak in one of my fantasy leagues.
Congrats, man.
Unfortunately, I also have Travis Etienne as the only other running back I could have started.
That's tough.
So that was
not working out for you.
And BTJ was the only other flex I could have started. And they apparently they hate BTJ.
Who's they? Who's they? Where's the conspiracy? Because something was going on.
Yeah.
Now, you heard Doug all week leading up to the game talking about, Brian Thomas Jr.'s day-to-day. We don't know. We're going to have to see. The original report, I believe Jordan Schultz and a few other people said 2 to 4 weeks. Doug was like, no thanks. That's not what the situation is. Day-to-day. But it didn't sound ultimately optimistic. It sounded like Doug had his reservations. Reading between the lines there, speculation on my part. Get to the game, dude's suiting up. He's not inactive. I figured if he's on the field, he's got to be on the receiving end of 5 to 10 targets. Got to. Same for Ingram, right? Like, those are your guys. That's it. Between those two and maybe Etienne. The fact that you had to call Trammell's name as many times as you did yesterday, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Would you put more of that on the lack of scheming because you know that people are going to focus more on BTJ with the other injuries that they have? Or do you put that just on Trevor and just like, hey, there's certain things that you just got to force and trust that in big plays, like you're going to go to your go-to guy? Would you put that more on the coaching play calling or you put that more on Trevor?
I'll tell you this, if you were going to get an honest answer out of anybody, I would say it's a great question for the coach or the quarterback or the play caller, whoever that is. It's not a question any of us can answer. Who can we put it on? Don't know. Don't know. Here's what I do know. It looked putrid. It looked awful. And you've got legitimate budding stars or established stars on the field. And I'm still seeing, Trammell having to dive for passes every 3 plays. Or Parker Washington always getting his head taken off. It's like, I get it. Like, these are talented dudes, too. They're in the NFL. You got the 23rd pick of the draft out there. You got the guy you just extended with one of the more expensive tight end contracts. And you got a running back that you're refusing to trade because you're not going to get the value that he gives to your team out there. Still couldn't get nothing done. And here we go again, off to the slow start. It's a desert out there in the first quarter. Quite frankly, the first 2 quarters of almost every game they play. There's got to be an answer for it, don't you think? There's got to be something.
And, something had to give because Philly, coming into the game, I think was the only team in the league who hadn't scored a touchdown in the first quarter.
Not anymore.
So you're talking about a team that started slower than you technically. If you're just looking, from the beginning of the season, they're a slower starting team, give or take.
Just when it comes to touchdowns, I'd be curious how many points they've scored in the first quarter this year. Because whether it's touchdowns or field goals for the Jaguars, it ain't happening. There's Trevor on the slow starts.
I don't know. I mean, we'll look at everything, and it's been an issue. So it's something we got to fix. I think we didn't do anything in the first half, and it was just for one reason or another. There's a couple factors, but we just gotta improve there. I mean, it's just hard. I mean, obviously we gave ourselves a chance to come back and win the game, but we had to have a lot of plays go our way, and we had to make a lot of plays and put ourselves in a tough spot.
It's an understatement how to have a lot of plays go your way. I mean, I'm not saying the refs gave it to you, but it doesn't feel like you gave it to yourself. Put yourselves in a position to win. It didn't feel that way at all.
Make a lot of plays and put ourselves in a tough spot, and we shouldn't have to do that every week. So, we got to look at it and how do we start better? How do we just move the ball, get in a rhythm? It seemed like we were just really stagnant at first and couldn't, possess the ball, and our defense was on the field a lot. So we got to get better at that.
Very few things are more frustrating than a team that can't get in the end zone. You forget about giving yourself a chance to win. You're not even competitive. Got to wait till garbage time before anybody gets to dance. It's just so deflating.
So hear this out, Aaron. Jacksonville right now, 28th in the league in first quarter points at 2.2 points per game.
All right.
Philly, 32nd in the league, 0.9 points per game.
Yeah.
And yet they figured it out.
Well, here's what they figure out. At some point in the second quarter on, they figure out how to score.
Yeah.
That's what they figure out. Man, Saquon Barkley looked like a beast.
And listen, you want to talk about someone who, hey, we need you to come take this test real quick. Saquon, I know you got to talk to the media. Don't take your pads off. Just, you're coming off the field.
You
just
think
come
it's
over
steroids?
here.
I'd be like, check those cleats. You might have Go-Go Gadget Springs or something in there.
I don't think it's steroids. I'm saying, though.
Accuse the man right here. You said.
You can't do that on video games. They don't have the patches needed.
There's no button combination for a reverse hurdle.
I mean, I can't even fault Jerry. I'm like, hey, man, look,
That is like the last move you're expecting this man to make, especially when he weighs like 300 pounds and 220 of it is in his quads.
I don't want to. Yeah, I'm with you. It's a missed tackle. I get it, but I'm not even putting that on you, man.
That's not a missed tackle. They should give Saquon an extra tackle or something.
Yeah,
That's not
like
a
that.
missed tackle.
Oh,
you got no shot.
he spun and then jumped back.
It wasn't. Like if you watch the replay, it's one thing like when you see guys hurdle other guys and you watch the replay, you see it coming. You see their eyes open up a little bit and like they get all excited. I don't even think Saquon knew where he was. He did a juke into a spin move and his legs were just like, we'll take it from here, dog. We got you.
The fact that he has any ligaments. He was here with the Giants. What was that? Was that last season or 2 years ago? I can't remember which the last time the Giants were here.
I think it was last season. I think Danny Dimes ran all over the park.
That's
right.
right.
Yeah,
that's right. But Saquon did a move, and I remember I was sitting next to Casey, and I said the same thing. I was just like, "There's 8 people around there if you count his guys too," and somehow he didn't get touched.
Not touched.
Not he broke tackles. He didn't get touched. I don't know why he has ligaments. I don't know how he has, not why. I don't know how he has ligaments moving and contorting like that. It's just some of that's instinct, man. I don't know what you do with that.
You watched this dude play yesterday, and then you go, how in the world does the New York Giants general manager keep his gig? How do you let this man go over $12 million? It wasn't even over $12 million. They wanted to pay him 11 and change. They wouldn't get up to 12 and a half. They wouldn't beat the franchise tag number.
Wow.
It's wild.
And then they aired it. Then they cleared it to go to air. I don't know what we need, owner of the Giants, but let me tell you what we don't need. That guy right there. I know what we don't need.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Man. You want to hear more from Trevor? Apparently, he was the last one coming out of the locker room at halftime. And so the media asked him why. What was the deal?
Yeah, just trying to make sure I'm all right in the second half and do everything I need to go to do everything I needed to get ready to go. So it took me
very vague answer.
Uh-oh.
Are you studying the books or something?
We're starting that now.
Just saying. You talk about Saquon needing a test. Maybe Trev needs a test. I don't know. What do you got going on in there?
So it took me a little longer coming out. So, but got checked on and felt like I was fine to play. So all good.
All right, a little banged up for Trevor, but good enough to go out there and play. I mean, this is a man who lives banged up. 3.5 years into his career. It's been a rough run. A rough run.
And who else it was rough for, and I felt really bad for any injury, right? Yeah, anybody who gets injured, especially when it looks pretty gruesome or it looks like it's a really bad outcome for them.
Talking about me?
Yeah. Last week? Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
Who are you talking about? Go ahead.
Cooper Hodges, man.
Oh, yeah.
Just got his chance.
Just got in there.
I think that he played well enough. I didn't check in with PFF. I'm sure they're going to tell me differently. But I know that there were a couple of times on the broadcast, listening to multiple broadcasts, and they brought that up of Cooper Hodges on a play. And, I mean, for him to go down like that and it to be looks like really serious, I mean.
Cooper Hodges was in on 21 pass blocking plays for the day. He got a 44.5 grade.
Thank you, PFF.
He gave up a pressure. He was in on 12 run plays. He gave him a 90.6.
Average that out.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. That left guard position is where Ezra Cleveland plays, and he is the leading run blocker on the team in terms of offensive linemen. So you like to see that consistency there from the left guard spot if you got to replace him with a guy like Cooper Hodges. But, yeah, thoughts going out to Cooper Hodges, making sure he's all right. Here's Doug Peterson on the injury updates after the game.
Anton's fine. Just tweaked his knee. They looked at it, taped it up, braced it during the game. He should be fine. Brandon Scherf.
Anton ended up coming back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't look good on the way out, but he ended up coming back in.
Should be fine. Brandon Scherf, same thing, because he was coming out of the week before with his knee injury.
Scherf just seems like one of these guys is going to live banged up on the offensive line. I mean, all those guys do technically, but he just seems a little harder than most.
Played extremely tough, physical. But
who's he talking about?
Same thing, because he was coming out of the week before with his knee injury. Played extremely tough, physical, but he'll be fine. He's sore.
That's Sheriff.
Kind of day to day.
Okay.
Should be fine. Cooper Hodges is the one that's we're gonna miss him probably for the rest of the year. That was a significant leg injury during the game, so we'll miss him obviously. BT came out fine.
Are you sure? Are we positive? Didn't look fine.
Came out fine. Who else?
Ezra or Tank?
Well, Ezra obviously wasn't active, so but yeah, I mean we'll find out Wednesday.
Doug's like, what do I know? Why are you bothering me about this? Ezra Cleveland, who's that guy? He's so unexpected.
But yeah, I mean we'll find out Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Asking me questions.
Yeah, I mean we'll find out Wednesday. You know, Tank, good. Yeah, both good.
Trevor a little banged up.
Yeah, he's sore.
You say Tank Bigsby was all right? What was going on with Tank's usage yesterday?
It's a weird game yesterday.
No.
You think it's something they're not letting on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So you're at the end of the game there. You got Dearness Johnson in there. And I get that at least his reputation has him as the best pass blocking back in your room. But if you're down by a score, wouldn't you want the two guys most likely to score?
Score. Thank you. Yes.
Out of the backfield on the team out there? And so maybe you don't have confidence in Tank Bigsby to field a pass play. Maybe you don't have confidence in Travis Etienne to gain any yards after getting hit behind the line of scrimmage. But what exactly are you thinking you're seeing from Dearness Johnson that late in the game against Philly? I thought something else was going on there.
Yeah, he's sore. Played tough, played physical. You know, scramble, took the one shot. You know, there I think.
Talking Trevor at this point, I guess.
Scramble, took the one shot. You know, there I think in the second quarter, I think it was. You know, obviously, you know, felt that one, but good, came out fine.
You just say during the yardless, scoreless drought. I have thirst. Another rough one, Jacksonville. Another rough one. It's the 7th edition of Better Luck Next Time, Monday. I guess it's a Better Luck Next Time Monday. I should be grammatically correct.
Okay.
I should at least pay attention to detail, even if so many players on the Jaguars refuse to. 904-362-9901. That's the phone number here to the Aaron Schachter Show. Give us a call. Join us. Just sitting here and trying not to go absolutely crazy. Back in a minute on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy skies, breezy conditions, and really mild afternoon highs continue today. The weather pattern from this weekend rolls right into today, and that includes a potential for a brief shower, but lots of spots will stay dry today. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Beard's 44th anniversary sale with everything store-wide on sale up to 44% off.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Rich Jones here. If you're an investor who's interested in doing well while doing good, getting solid returns on your investments while making a positive impact, consider investment funds with DLP Capital. Here's Don Wenner, CEO of DLP Real Estate Capital, to tell you more.
With the current housing shortage in the U.S., investing in real estate, especially workforce housing, is one of the safest and most reliable places to invest. We invest in affordable housing for hardworking people and generate amazing returns for each of our investors.
To get your investor's guide and find out more, dial ** invest from your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Recreational marijuana. It's on your ballot on Tuesday. But before you vote, who's watching what's in the weed? Action News Jax investigates, taking you inside a medical marijuana testing facility. The dangerous elements they're keeping out of pot.
We had an incident where 3 people died on the same day from smoking marijuana.
No matter where you stand on the issue, we're testing weed before Amendment 3. Today at 5:45 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
David Ammon here with Zero Res.
You know, Dad, I just love this time of year. It cools down, the holidays are coming on, and college football is a blast.
One of the things that I'm grateful for is our good customers. I have loved working for the good people of Jacksonville and want to say thank you.
Folks, the schedule is filling up fast. Book today and Zero Res will clean your carpets for only $49 per room. Plus, they'll give you 25% off your tile cleaning.
Zero Res.
Spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Why go big or go home when you can go epic and save at Arlington Toyota? Right now, you can lease a new 2024 Corolla LE for only $89 a month. A new 2025 Camry SE for only $129 a month. Need an SUV? Then lease a new 2024 RAV4 XLE for only $199 a month. Our friends at Arlington even have epic lease savings on trucks, too. Go epic and save big during the Epic Lease Savings event at Arlington Toyota. Shop arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/October for full details.
Elevate your live music experience with Daly's Place Blue. Live like a VIP with the best seats in the house. Premium parking, your own private entrance, VIP lounge access, guaranteed tickets to sold-out shows, and much more. Coming to Daly's Place in 2025, the legendary Rod Stewart February 25th, and Teddy Swims performing with Freak Freely May 10th. You'll never want to see a show any other way once you go blue. Learn more at dailysplace.com or call 904-633-2000. That's 904-633-2000.
To all you tool people out there, has Harbor Freight got a deal for you? Big savings every single day this November. Because we know that right now, when the price of everything only seems to go up, you need a place where prices stay low. So shop in-store or online for quality tools you can trust at prices you'll love every day. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Connect with us on Facebook.
What do you mean by that?
Search for @ESPN 690 Jax and check out the latest sports news, live stream, or show clip.
Now we talking.
ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. That's me. I'm Aaron Schachter. Thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate that. Shout out to Garuda. What's Garuda, you might ask? Well, Garuda is in the chat on the video stream on YouTube. What's up, man? He says, Saquon, the Matrix, Barkley. It really did look like that.
Yeah.
That scene in the Matrix where they're fighting the lobby of the hotel and they kind of jump up in the air and kind of hover while the camera turns. That's what it looked like. He's just a special human being. Not Saquon, Garuda. Saquon's special too. But Garuda is who I'm talking about here. Very special. We had mentioned Brian Thomas Jr. last segment, Brian. This was very confusing to me, what happened out there on the field yesterday. I needed someone to help explain this to me. Because if the man was going to be out there, at times, an injured player will go out and play to be a decoy. I get that, especially when it's a big-time receiver. In this scenario, I would have understood, believed, accepted that excuse. Like, had they gone to BTJ after the game and went, hey, man, did you expect more targets? And he would have went, oh, I'm kind of banged up, so no, I wasn't expecting more targets. I would have got that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what we heard. As a matter of fact, courtesy of our good friend Bert Martineau, who claims to be the president of the Sunshine and Rainbows fan club. I think that's how he says it.
I don't know anymore, man.
Oh, you know what just happened here?
What?
I had a clip, and that clip disappeared.
Okay. Is it something I can pull up?
I don't think it is. Let's hear from Doug Peterson on the lack of targets from Brian Thomas Jr. here while I look for Brian Thomas Jr. from the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you specifically watch the football game and not follow the...
Now, Doug, I think is trying to be a little condescending here. If you specifically watch the football game
and not follow the ball, you will see what Philly did in normal, kind of in normal down situations. Some on third down as they had a corner and a safety, so they basically doubled BT. Okay, and it's hard to throw the ball over there to a guy that's doubled, right? So you have to go other places with the ball. So, that was part of their game plan. And what we had seen during the week and scouting and all of that in situations, they didn't necessarily prevent those or present those coverages.
So wait a second. So you couldn't get the ball to BTJ because they didn't show you the specific coverages you thought you were going to see? That doesn't sound like a thing. We're not going to throw to the 23rd pick of the draft because instead of pressing up against them, they're playing zone. Okay, fine on that play. For the whole game?
It's a pretty bad take.
For the whole game.
Situations, they didn't necessarily prevent those or present those coverages. And so you have to make adjustments throughout the game. And then in Brenton's case, I think it's probably more on us to not get him more involved. But I think.
Are we really talking Brenton Strange when you got 3 targets to Brian Thomas Jr.?
Well, to be fair, the question was, paraphrased, BTJ only had 4 targets, Brenton Strange 0. Why? What is happening?
Let's go to the horse. Let's stop asking around. Let's just ask Brian Thomas Jr. what was happening. Here's the president of the Sunshine and Rainbows fan club, Brent Martineau, with Brian Thomas Jr. in the locker room.
How tough is it to come up short again?
By the way, he starts him off all happy. You see that? Brian Thomas Jr., hey, Brent Martineau, Action Sports Jax. How sad is everything in the world right now?
Jeez, Brent.
I was texting with him last week. I told him I pointed this out, and he was laughing about it. He was like, it's a sad time to be alive.
Oh, my goodness, boy. Brent Martineau is not playing with them no more, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. How tough is it to come up short again?
Well, Brent, it stinks. What do you want him to say? You can only ask him this question so many times in the season. All right, to the question.
It's super tough to come up short again, but there ain't nothing we can do about it now. We're just going to come out next weekend, try to be better than we were this week.
This was like 2 different games. I mean, you guys really couldn't do anything in the first half. What were some of the struggles?
Just couldn't get started. Just couldn't contain the drive. Stay on the field. I think maybe we had like one or 2 first downs in the first half. I mean, we just got to stay on the field, be able to control the drive. put a drive together so we can get the offense going.
How much did they focus on you, did you feel like, in this game, and when was it more than other games?
Here we go. So Brent starts to ask him about how the defense treated him in this game. How much did the defense focus on you, Brian Thomas Jr.? Go.
Games.
Who, the defense?
Yeah.
I don't feel like they did nothing special. I don't feel like they did nothing different than any other team or whatever.
Reading between the lines, Brian Thomas Jr. said they didn't focus on me. Wow. That's basically what he said, right? Brent's like, how much were you surprised if did they focus on you a lot? Because we didn't see you get the ball. Mm-hmm. And Brian Thomas Jr. said they didn't do anything different or special. I could have gotten the ball. I'm adding some words here. There's more.
Any other team or whatever. Yeah.
Did you feel limited at all with the injury?
All right. Was it the injury that kept you from performing to the level that we've seen this far in the season? Brian Thomas Jr., go.
Nah, I'm good.
Translation, no, it wasn't the injury. I'm just not getting the ball. That's basically what that is. Did the defense do something special? No. Did the injury prevent you from playing to your potential? No. And with that, let's go to Maryland.
What you want, what you want, what you want.
Order in the court.
The Prison Report. We need to report a crime that happened out in Philly. It was a brutal assault of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Joining us on the phone is Naya, all the way from Cumberland Federal Correctional Institution. Welcome back to the show, Naya.
Whoa, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
I'd be doing a little bit better if maybe we saw a competitive game yesterday, but that wasn't the case.
Right. I say I got a beef, man, because that's supposed to they're supposed to carry the doubleheader, so we supposed to seen that game.
You think you got ripped off yesterday? I see. Okay.
Yeah, we got blacked out, man. They ain't show it, man. Yeah. So you sound a little bit upset you didn't get to see the game. I'm like, this is a treat for you that you didn't get to see this. Naya, I'm talking 34 yards in the first half. I know, man. Listen, I was every time it was coming across the ticker, I was like, man, what's going on, man? Like this it's crazy. I didn't know it was that bad until I was reading up on it. You know what I'm saying? But what I seen at the end with that pick. That Kobe Dean pick, man.
Yep.
I'm gonna say for real. That was, we had our chance. That was Trevor Lawrence, man. You can't throw that ball high like that, man.
He's just trying to make something happen in the moment there. I think we do have Trevor on that throw. We'll play it when we get off the phone. But yeah, Trevor threw the interception, so he's got to take the blame on that. But I mean, trying to make something happen at the end of the game, he really didn't have much to choose from, and it's not like the receivers were giving him much help out there.
Yeah, man. Like I say, I don't wanna say let's go ahead and mail it in and tank the Travis and all that, but it's about that time. But I know these professionals, and that's not how they're thinking. You know what I'm saying? That they're gonna do that.
Are they not thinking that way?
I'm saying, some guys, a dude explained this. Let me tell you this too. I forgot to let you know. This morning I'm talking about it, and lo and behold, man, we got a lieutenant up in here, a CEO, man, and he's a Jaguar fan, man. I just found that out this morning.
No doubt.
So we was chopping it up about that, and we talked about that, and he was like, man, look, he said, a lot of these guys, they got bills to pay, and they on contracts, so they're trying to get another team to sign them.
Sure.
So he was like, I don't think they're gonna be tanking, man. He said. But we might as well just mail it in. But let's just hope for the best that we can land Travis Hunter. So yeah,
I do think Naya, there comes a point in a bad season where guys just lose the the gusto, they lose that edge, and work sucks. I mean, if you're going to a job you hate, it's really hard to perform at your highest potential.
Oh man, speak on it, man. That's the truth, man.
Yeah. I think that's what's going on right now with the Jaguars. You got the majority of that roster. You're not wrong. The majority of that roster are not superstars that are guaranteed tomorrow, much less next year or next contract. But to the point. You got enough guys on that team where, like, sure, maybe what they put on tape can help or hurt, but they'll get another shot. We saw enough K'Lavon Chase on C.J. Henderson signings this offseason to go, all right, you get shot 2, 3, and 4 once you leave Jacksonville. I guess.
Hey, K'Lavon Chase on the C.J. Henderson. Goodness gracious, man.
Just saying, that's what happened.
Damn, those some bad picks, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Dang, that was bad, man. But yeah, let's say Doug out of there, Purcell out of there, man. He's gonna get a new coach, man. Bring in some new boys, man. It's bad, bro. I mean, it's bad. You know.
Would you get rid of the defensive coordinator as well, Naya?
Oh, what?
Everybody's out?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Everybody out, man.
Yeah.
He can't get no pass, man. He out of there. Most definitely, man. You know, the only one, Trevor, hey, man. No, I'm good, bro. With Trevor, man, we go see what it is, man. That's my guy. But like you say, BTJ went all the way. Everything went, it's tough, bro.
It's tough.
It's tough. I hate these Mondays, man. I hate it, but look, we've been doing it for so long now, man. I ain't got my hopes up for what's going on the street.
Listen, Shot Khan, Trent Baalke, those guys need to hear this, right? It is tough to be a Jaguars fan. You got a guy serving time in a federal penitentiary looking at being a Jags fan going, oof, this is tough. That's hard.
It's hard. Up, man. Straight up, man.
Hear the message. Tough. They got to hear that message, man.
I hope they do, man. I hope they do, and I hope everybody go down there, man, like for real, man. Put them clown faces on.
You want the clown out. I understand. You want some action taken.
Man.
Yeah.
Let's bring it out, man. We got to be loud and proud with it, man.
No doubt.
Straight up, man.
Well, I appreciate the call, Naya. Thanks for joining us again, man. Before you go, you got
man.
anything else?
Easy, man.
You good?
Man, listen, man. Free the real, free all the real, man. And let's do better, Jacksonville.
No
let's
doubt.
do better, Jaguars.
No doubt.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all, boys.
Appreciate you too, Naya. Stay up. Man, let's get one more in. 904-362-9901. Brian, when we take this call, chances are we're going straight through, right?
That's fine.
All right. In that case, let's do this, man. Let's do this.
Come on.
904-362-9901 is the number to the Aaron Schachter Show. If you're trying to jump in on the phones, let's go now to our guy, Till This David. Welcome back.
What is happening, Aaron Schachter? How you doing,
How's it going, man? Look at you guys all happy. What are you so happy about, fellas?
Here, man.
I'm going to let David talk about it.
Look here. I owe my Gamecocks an apology because that game, I'll tell you what, that defense is cooking up there in South Carolina right now.
Listen,
Cooking,
fellas.
baby.
I'll tell you this.
Hey,
I got no dog in the fight when it comes to University of South Carolina Gamecocks football or nothing else.
Come on, we got room for you. Come on.
I'm telling you, I see this thing come across the ticker and I'm in. I'm like, I got to watch for my guys. You guys have me in now.
Let me tell you something. I know I'm going to sound a little biased, but for a night game, for the intro of a college football game, there is no better place than Columbia. I mean, they get that place jacked up.
It is good.
But
I'm biased.
I mean,
I think the both of you are a little bit biased on
I
this.
agree, though. You're right, David.
It's magical. But you know what? Look, they got a tough game this week with Vanderbilt. Tough game. Then they still got Missouri and Wofford and Clemson. But
all right, but you got to be able to enjoy this blowout win.
Well, I'm loving it. And I think we had to split with A&M and Missouri. We had to split those two games. So we got the front end.
Yep. Now we just got to go get the back end with Missouri, and we can get Vanderbilt if that defense comes to play. But Nashville's kind of a tough place to play, and Vanderbilt's for real. I mean, they are for real. Yeah, they got good defense.
It's going to be a tough game, but I'm just enjoying. That was a big win for that program, man.
Hey, David.
Big win for that program.
David, to piggyback off of that, it was a great weekend for just Carolina in general. You saw the Geechee cats getting people fired out there?
Oh, you're talking Dennis
Allen.
Allen.
You see them getting people fired out there?
They done got somebody run out of town.
I don't know if they got on a Zoom call or something before this weekend. Well, boy, they came to play this weekend.
Yes, sir. They got coaches packing their bags up, and so yeah, it was a good weekend, man. It was a good weekend. So hey, I know there's y'all got other stuff to talk about, but I just want to jump in real quick, and appreciate you letting me jump in on your Jaguar talk Monday.
Sure, of course. We appreciate you every time you call in till this, David. Thank you so much for being along with us, man. It's nice to hear you guys happy about stuff.
To this day.
Yeah, man. I was going to start it off with that, but it was such a somber mood around here.
You could have. Look, you're on the show with me. You could pep it up when you feel the need. You're the producer.
I yawned walking into that bathroom. I was like, well, I know it's going. I know I'm going to interrupt Aaron with on 2 minutes into the show.
I forgot about that. You yawned walking into the bathroom like
crazy.
some psychopath.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be Crohn's. I don't know. That was tough.
Look, shout out to South Carolina, that Texas
man.
A&M game. We didn't really talk Florida, Georgia, and we're not going to be honest with you. But I do want to mention some of the plays that were connected at that game, and I'm talking, of course, about the plays from the fists of the JSO to the faces of some of the fans in the stands. Wild video coming out of that game.
Hey, man, it was,
I've watched that video a few times now.
They got the sheriff making a statement about it, I think, right now.
Oh, yeah. They're releasing body cam footage, the whole deal. I mean, this thing, I think, might blow up into a pretty big case just because of its high-profile nature.
Yeah.
But, not a good look for JSO right now.
And they just signed that extension deal through 2031.
Oh, Jacksonville specifically. Okay. I thought you meant JSO with somebody. I was like, are those guys playing for something? The Jags kind of need some of this. They talk about Cam Robinson ain't the only nasty guy in town. Come on.
Come on, give us an edge.
I don't know those officers' names, but the one beating up on the Gator fan, we could use him on the defensive line a little bit.
Hey. I was like, what's that Mike Tyson sound? Remember Mike Tyson was training? I was like,
the Mike Tyson training sound.
I was like, bob and weave, man. Bob and weave.
Yeah. There it is.
Oh, boy.
Tough game. Multiple different ways. But yeah, I saw that South Carolina thing I saw the score coming down. I was like, oh, the boys. I should have texted you. I didn't even think to text you.
That's all good.
Figured you were celebrating. You didn't want to hear from me.
No.
You never want to hear from me.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you're never really answering any of my. So you call me, I pick right up. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. Me, I'm texting you, calling you. I'm getting voicemail. I'm getting just, he'll get back to me at some point. Like a needy girlfriend. Yeah. You just got to get better at contacting me is all.
Is that it?
I didn't know that this is the direction we were going to go in, Brian, but if this is where we need to take it.
Okay.
This is where we need to take it.
You could throw it to break.
If you want me to.
I mean, it's what do I always say? Aaron Schachter's show is, Aaron Schachter is on the marquee, man.
Let me text you and ask you if I should throw it to break.
Well, then you'll have to wait at least until the 4 o'clock hour to get a response.
904-362-9901 is the number to the Aaron Schachter show. Phones already starting to light up. More to talk about from the Jaguars game against Philly. Also, some other stuff. I got an updated draft order for you. Brian loves playing that draft noise.
Yeah, man.
Where are the Jags now? Because I'll tell you, if you can't win games, you better make sure to lose a lot of them, especially if you want it to pay off in the offseason. I've also got a crying head coach in the NFL. A crying head coach at the podium in the NFL. Spoiler alert, it comes from the AFC South. And you know I'm going to play it next, right here on the Aaron Schachter Show.
Here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. This week, a primetime matchup with the only remaining undefeated team in the NFL, the 7-0 Kansas City Chiefs, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs and their quarterback Baker Mayfield are 4-4, and now they take on Patrick Mahomes and the defending Super Bowl champions. Join me and Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner on Monday Night Football.
Jacksonville's home for Monday Night Football is right here on ESPN 690.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Main office, Jacksonville. Recreational marijuana. It's on your ballot on Tuesday. But before you vote, who's watching what's in the weed? Action News Jax investigates, taking you inside a medical marijuana testing facility. The dangerous elements they're keeping out of pot.
We had an incident where 3 people died on the same day from smoking marijuana.
No matter where you stand on the issue, we're testing weed before Amendment 3. Today at 5:45 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Have you added a new puppy to your family? Forever Vets now has puppy socials every month to help your fur baby get used to the other puppies in a safe and secure environment. Parents stay for the social, and Forever Vets trained vet techs will be there to answer questions. Forever Vets will also provide a puppy goodie bag and pup cups for your fur baby, along with some great discounts on services. All puppies under 1 year old with appropriate up-to-date shots are welcome. You must sign up in advance, so visit forevervets.com to get more info on how to register. That's forevervets.com.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley. Hi, Ken. Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see, hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Is it that lime scale stuff that makes my taps all crusty?
That's right, Dennis. And a water treatment system from Bueller Air and Plumbing will eliminate troublesome lime scale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool.
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
UNCF salutes HBCUs. Each year, UNCF awards more than 10,000 scholarships and helps 60,000 students build better futures. Go to uncf.org right now to donate. Remember, a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
It's time to review the top 3 highlights of the day. I'm joined as always by my co-anchor Snoop.
Hey, what up, though?
Snoop, number 1 has to be getting the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down to T-Mobile like a dog chasing a squirrel, chasing a nut.
Nice analogy, Snoop. Dogs do love to chase squirrels.
And squirrels love to chase those nuts.
On to highlight number 2. At T-Mobile, families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
That is very impressive. You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
That's exactly what I'm planning on doing with my savings, Snoop. Now, take it away, Snoop.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them. Now drop that jingle.
With 24 monthly bill credits, eligible trade-in on Go 5G Next. Well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits, and credits stop and balance on required finance agreement too. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
Hey, you.
What's good, my boy?
Connect with us on Instagram. Search for @ESPN 690 Jax and check out the latest sports news. We're ESPN 690.
What?
We are ESPN 690.
As long as we tracking.
Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
All right, real quick on the Aaron Schachter Show before we go for the Sports Center, I wanted to get this one clip out there because it could be worse. I always like to, you know me, Brian, I'm an optimist. That's how I roll.
All the time.
You guys may think I'm a pessimist, a toxic person.
Absolutely not.
But I like looking at the bright side. For instance, we make fun of Doug Peterson sometimes for the way he answers questions, where he takes these long sigh to think about how he could avoid answering whatever was asked to him. It could be worse. You could have Buck Rising in your town. You remember Buck?
I remember Buck.
He fought with Jeffrey Simmons?
Yeah.
But he kind of talks like this.
Sounds amazing.
And then he was asking Brian Callahan, head coach of the Titans, question after the game. The Titans having a worse season than we are. Spend more money, having a worse season. You can make that face. They're having a worse season. The records may even be identical. Having a worse season.
I don't know about that one.
They are more screwed than Jacksonville is. By far.
Records don't say so, but
by
okay.
far. Here's Brian Callahan crying after the game.
Just how badly did you guys need this today?
Just how badly, says Buck Rising. How badly did you need this win tonight?
Just how badly did you guys need this today?
I mean, look at me. I needed it bad, man. It was, yeah, we needed it.
Aw. That was sweet.
Like what?
Well, are you making fun of him?
I'm laughing though. Like, what?
Why are you you're laughing at this man having real emotions, Brian?
Hey man, come on.
How dare you?
Look, as a Jags fan, I know what losing is, huh?
How dare you?
I have calluses in the right places, man. I laugh at people like, you need this, man.
You have calluses over your tear ducts is what you're saying.
Basically, right?
You cried enough times in this town?
And my belief.
How much did you need this win, God? All right, guy.
Calm down.
Not his real voice. Why does he do that? Originally, I was going to blast Brian Callahan. I can't get past Buck Rising.
Just how badly did
Just how badly? Excuse me. You think he does everything in that voice?
No, just the stuff that makes his direct deposit go really big every month.
I'll take a Western omelet with a little bit extra ham, please. Thank you.
That actually would be kind of
It'll be kind of delicious.
Okay.
Hi.
You go. He's so.
Oh, I hate his guts. I never met him in my life. Never met him. He probably is a really nice dude. Right?
I mean, you're an optimist, so sure. Probably a really nice dude.
I just can't stand him. I have no idea who he is. He has no impact on my life whatsoever. I just can't get over how bad the voice is when you do that. It's just terrible. Yuck.
You're not making fun of Brian Callahan. You're a Jets fan. If anybody knows tragedy, you should be able to laugh at this and just giggle.
I should. I'm too busy being dizzied by Buck Rising. Let me call my friend Jeffrey Simmons back and see how he feels about his head coach crying at the press conference.
You sound like a cartoon character.
That's what Buck Rising sounds. Look, he sounds the same.
you guys need this today? How badly did you guys?
How badly?
Where's the clip in and where does Aaron begin? I don't
Who
know.
knows?
You're right, yeah.
I'll tell you when we come back on the Buck Rising Aaron Schachter show.
Elevate your live music experience with Daly's Place Blue. Live like a VIP with the best seats in the house. Premium parking, your own private entrance, VIP lounge access, guaranteed tickets to sold-out shows, and much more. Coming to Daly's Place in 2025, the legendary Rod Stewart February 25th, and Teddy Swims performing with Freak Freely May 10th. You'll never want to see a show any other way once you go blue. Learn more at dailysplace.com or call 904-633-2000. That's 904-633-2000.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. Even if she accidentally knocks out a side accent diamond, Diamonds Direct will replace it free. Now, other stores claim to offer warranties, but the catch is that they won't honor it unless you bring your ring in for regular inspections. But at Diamonds Direct, inspections are never required. There's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Plain and simple, at Diamonds Direct, we stand behind what we sell, and we're committed to service it at no charge for life, period. It's all part of our commitment to provide you with the ultimate in value and total confidence before, during, and long after your purchase. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more. Official jeweler of the Jacksonville Jaguars and proud to call Jack's home. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
See dealer for complete details. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary, serving Jacksonville with the largest pre-owned inventory sale in our history at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Bay Meadows. Choose from Ram trucks, Jeeps, Ford, Chevy, Honda, Toyota, Nissan, and more. Many starting at below market value. We have lots of financing options. Get approved today. There's only one dealer with so much to offer. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Only at I-295 and Bay Meadows.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Cowboys expected to be without quarterback Dak Prescott the next several weeks due to a hamstring injury, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. He's seeking a second opinion to confirm treatment options. ESPN NFL analyst Ryan Clark.
So if you're Jerry Jones, if you're Mike McCarthy, and you're trying to figure this thing out, you're in a tough spot. How are you expecting Mike McCarthy to win with a roster that from the beginning, from top to bottom, wasn't built to compete, and now your best football player on offense is also not available?
Cowboys receiver CeeDee Lamb sprained AC joint, expected to have a chance to play against Philadelphia Sunday. Defensive end Micah Parsons could return this week from a high ankle sprain. The Saints fired head coach Dennis Allen following a 7th straight loss. Special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi named interim coach. The Cardinals getting the pass rush help they needed. Acquired pass rusher Baron Browning from the Broncos for a 2025 6th-round draft pick. NBA Spurs coach Greg Popovich out indefinitely because of an illness. Assistant Mitch Johnson, interim head coach for an indefinite amount of time, reports ESPN's Shams Charania, starting tonight at the Clippers.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Tuesday. Cowboys, Bengals, Falcons, and Rams. I'll tell you which teams actually have hope and which ones are hopeless. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-900-4770, 904-900-4770. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-900-4770.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477.
Be the life-saving bridge to support. Learn more about how to help local survivors of domestic violence find safety by calling the Hubbard House hotline or visiting hubbardhouse.org.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh cracked American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh cracked American cheese sauce. Bacon. You get the idea. And now, get yours with $1 any size soft drink. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
What up? It's the Aaron Schachter Show. 904-362-9901 is the phone number. Trying to have some fun on a depressing day. Lots of madness happening. Madness in the NFL. You got election day tomorrow. You know that's going to be crazy.
Oh, boy.
Hopefully you voted already. You don't got to deal with the nonsense tomorrow. Did you vote early, Brian?
I voted early.
Congratulations, man. Hopefully you voted a few times. Huh?
Early and often. I hear that's I hear that's a possibility now.
Huh?
So.
Are we not allowed to do that?
I don't know. Hey,
I must have missed that one. I'm sorry.
It didn't turn me away the third time. So
Okay,
I was just
cool.
like, all right, well,
As long as they're being open and inviting, it's fine. I almost don't want to talk football anymore. It's gotten so depressing.
Oh, okay. Well, one more thing before you wrap up.
Oh.
Monday Night Football right here on ESPN 690 starts at 7:30. Tampa Bay. And I guess whoever else they have at wide receiver. I don't know.
Tampa Bay.
Who they got at wide receiver.
They brought back, they just brought Baker Mayfield, one of his college buddies. Who'd they bring in?
Okay.
Go ahead. Who are they playing?
Kansas City Chiefs. Trying to remain the only undefeated team in the league.
That's not going to be that
while
hard
they
for
figure
them.
it out on offense. Jeez.
I mean, they're doing just fine.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that is today, starting at 7:30. I believe the kickoff is like 8:15 or something random like that for Monday Night Football right here on ESPN 690.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to the two going head-to-head tonight. One will emerge victorious. Doesn't feel like the Jags will emerge victorious again for the rest of the season. But, you know, that's just me. That's the way it feels right now. Where are the wins coming from? Can't even got healthy players out there. Can't do anything with the offense.
Okay, to this point, this is supposed to be the scary stretch of the season so far.
Yeah.
And in both games, regardless of how it started or how it looked, in the fourth quarter
You can't
of
say
Green
that.
Bay, yes,
Go ahead.
I'm saying it.
Finish,
in the fourth quarter of
finish
Green
your
Bay,
dumb comment.
the fourth quarter of Green Bay, and in the fourth quarter here against Philadelphia on the road.
Yeah.
Not only in the game, a chance to take the lead to win the game.
There was a difference in these two games. The Green Bay game felt competitive.
Okay.
It felt competitive. The Jaguars stifled Green Bay for a while. And quite frankly, I mean, if you really want to be real about it, I guess the defense did end up stifling Philadelphia for a little bit in this game yesterday. But it felt like that only happened after the game was way out of hand. That's what I'm saying. The difference for me was 22-0 is what that game felt like for the whole game. I understand it didn't end that way, but that's what it felt like. The Green Bay game did not feel like that.
Okay.
Green Bay game felt like they were in it. And I bet you, I shouldn't bet you because I've been losing money on the Jaguars all season. I'd like to believe that the Vikings game will be more like the Green Bay game than it will be like the Philly game. Here's my problem. The Vikings have a really tough defense. And while Philly has names on defense, the Vikings are actually going out there and playing defense. And they have a good run defense. Going up against the Jaguars team that has struggled against the run all year. And quite frankly, is in line to struggle more. You got second and third stringers on the offensive line and running backs who can't stay on the field. That is going to be a tougher matchup than I think people expected. Have a hard time for Tyson Campbell to cover guys like Justin Jefferson or Addison. You got Hawkinson in there. And sure, Foye, Devin Lloyd, they've been playing well. Ventrell Miller missing some more tackles. It's unfortunate. You'd love to see him get a handle on that. But the matchup, I don't think the matchup bodes well for Jacksonville this weekend. Hopefully I'm wrong. I would love to see another W. Right now, Jacksonville is in the driver's seat on the second pick in the draft. The second pick in the draft. As of today, you got New England in first, Jacksonville in second, New Orleans in third, the Panthers, the Geechee Cats in fourth, Raiders, Browns, Giants, Dolphins, Titans, and Gang Green in 10. And Jaguars right now sitting on a ton of draft capital, right? You got your first pick, second round pick, 2/3, one from the Vikings, 2/4, one from the Vikings, a 5th, 2/6, one from Seattle, and a 7th. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 draft picks as of today, and you kind of get the feeling more are on the way. Whether it be through a Brandon Sheriff trade Or God forbid an Andre Cisco trade. Or a Devin Lloyd trade, which I think would be a mistake. Obviously, it's no longer a Christian Kirk trade, even though the talks were hot and heavy for him. A couple of teams were in on Christian Kirk before he got hurt. But you got to believe at this point, at least one or two other guys are going to get traded. Maybe just one. Didn't always used to be these in-season trades in the NFL.
No.
They're definitely more popular now. But here we go. You're going to enter another offseason here with 10 to 13 draft picks. You got to wonder why you got them. What are you going to do with them? Who's going to be the decision maker on them?
You got to start there. Everything else your questions you're posing, you got to start at who's going to be making the decisions on these draft picks on what we're doing with them.
Brian. The work on this year's draft already began months ago.
That's fine. Hey, listen, that's fine.
Is it? You got the guy you're looking to boot out the door doing the work.
That's fine. There is probably something foundational that you can pull from that. Let's say, hypothetically, Trent Baalke is not the GM next year. And whoever else is on his staff making decisions, whatever changes that are made.
Complete overhaul. We're not renovating the kitchen. You're tearing down the walls.
Okay. They can still, unless, these guys go in and destroy everything like they're being raided on a RICO case by the feds.
You're trying to say this is the Diddy Mansion?
I know. The search the work they've been doing on prospects and in college and players in the league and whatever they do to get ready for an offseason of making moves and drafting and free agency, the stuff will be there. And yeah, you'll be a little pressed for time, changing that out.
No. I'm talking about scouting departments who will, if you change out the front office, you may change out a lot, if not all, if not many, if not some of the people in the scouting department. And these are the people whose assessments you're taking in with you to these decision makings. Like, don't you want your guys making those assessments?
No, yeah, you would.
But you're going to take over this scouting book from the previous administration.
Yeah, to see, okay, let me just see what they have. My way isn't the only right way. It's the way I use because it's how I have the most success. It doesn't mean I won't look at somebody else's way and see if they have any gems that fit into my philosophy, or maybe I didn't see that. Let me see what they're talking about.
Look how mature you sound. Okay. Nicely done.
Oh, thanks, Aaron.
10 to 13 draft picks. That's my prediction. You're at 10 right now.
Jeez, man.
So you got 10. Well, we had 13 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
And we picked every single one of those things.
Oh.
And so here we go into another offseason, and you're like, all right, well, how much of a rebuild are we underway? It's not like we need to trade up for a quarterback or something. So no one's trying to stockpile a ton of picks to get up there, but maybe you are. Maybe there is someone you got your eye on. Maybe there's an unhappy wide receiver somewhere you could pull away from a team for a third and a fifth, and you're still fortunate enough to have other third and fifths in your holster.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe Garrett Wilson hates playing in New York.
Oh, have you heard stuff? That's
yes,
very
I
specific.
have.
Okay, that was very specific right there.
Let's go make him an offer, Jacksonville. That dude's amazing.
Yeah.
None of this two-target nonsense.
Well,
then again,
you want to come here? You
then
sure
again, if you only get 2 targets, maybe you wouldn't want to play here either. Wild stuff, man. I want to read you something. All right, this is from ESPN Plus. This is written by Barnwell. I like Bill Barnwell. I'm going to read you his assessment of this team. I haven't seen it put into better words than this yet. Sunday was the 3.5-year mark for Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. And what does the identity look like for the Jaguars? I'm not sure they know. It seems damning that with the offense in the red zone, down 5 points with 1:42 to go, potentially in position to steal a game they didn't deserve on the road from the Eagles, they got to a play call and a choice I'm not sure any offensive coach in the league would endorse. They called a wheel route to the third-string running back, Dearness Johnson. Same guy who's got 1 catch in his career on throws traveling more than 10 yards in the air. And by the way, that came on a scramble drill in 2019. Now, it probably wasn't the first read on the play, but with Trevor being pressured, and it was around his relatively new left tackle, Walker Little, it was the only throw he could make. And with Ernest Johnson basically turned into a defender on an overthrown ball, Nakobe Dean intercepted the pass, sealed the deal for the Eagles. Everything about that sentence isn't what the Jaguars planned, but has turned out to be the universe where Lawrence lives. Ernest Johnson was on the field because neither of Jacksonville's two top backs are healthy or in some cases reliable. Travis Etienne, who was drafted in the first round in 2021 because of his shared experience at Clemson with Trevor and his ability as a pass catcher, he ended up regurgitating a pass into Zach Braun's hands for an interception in the second quarter. Then he played 4 snaps the rest of the way. Tank Bigsby, team's best back this season, he played virtually the entire second half and then came off the field in the final 2 minutes. Walker Little, meanwhile, he's in his own evaluation phase. The Jags used a second-round pick on him in 21, thinking he might end up as the future starting tackle. He's filled in around the line, but when the Jags lost Jawan Taylor in free agency, they used another first-round pick on Anton Harrison. Walker Little spent a little time at left tackle and left guard last season, but now with Cam Robinson gone, they're giving an extended look to Walker Little.
Well,
it's also fair to note the Jags have been hit by injuries. Christian Kirk, Gabe Davis. They ended up giving significant snaps to guys like Parker Washington, Austin Trammell. The latter catching a 22-yard crosser that set up the game-ending interception. And frankly, the offense wasn't great with Christian Kirk and Gabe Davis playing regularly. You can imagine what it looks like now. Those two players, by the way, they combined to make $31 million a season in average annual salary on their respective deals. Evan Ingram, who turned 10 targets into 45 yards, adds another 13.8 into the mix. So now you're talking about nearly $45 million per season on pass catchers who don't give defensive coordinators even the tiniest bit of heartburn during the week. This assessment from Barnwell is literally the thing.
A little bit
the
inaccurate,
thing.
but overall, sure.
The thing.
I don't know.
You have paid people who are not delivering in the amount that you need them to deliver, and then you've got people in charge making play calls and setting up situations that are untenable. You tell me the inaccuracy.
The inaccuracy with two of the players that the Jags should be able to rely on. First of all, Travis Etienne wasn't brought here because of his shared experience with Trevor. That wasn't the top thing. The top thing at the time, I remember this specifically, was that Urban was like, this team is slow. They don't have speed at all. We're bringing in Etienne because he has speed. And, oh, by the way, sure, he came with Trevor. Maybe that'll work better. But we're bringing him in for the dynamic aspect of he's a game changer when he gets the ball in his hands because he is so fast. That's number one, Barnwell, you know what I mean? And then secondly, Walker Little, it wasn't just because Jawan left. With the Anton Harrison pick, I know that, Trent Baalke and the team, they were referencing we had our eye on him, sure. But Cam Robinson had that whole big old suspension that to the rest of us was a surprise. I know it was coming down the pipeline a little bit beforehand with the team and the front office and the organization knowing that. But that messed things up as far as, okay, if they wanted to go somewhere else, okay, they would have not have Cam Robinson for however long that suspension was, like 4 games or 6 games.
I thought it was 4. Maybe it was 6.
Yeah, and so now you're just like, man, we already were talking about at that period of time, we let Jawan go, but is Cam Robinson going to be a guy that they re-up on? Is that someone that they're going to have to be let go? We'll be able to see Walker Little play a little bit more. And then the suspension happens on top of everything else. And then, you pick Anton Harrison. That's fine. So those 2 inaccuracies right there as far as how this is being portrayed. Now, as far as the pass catching, I'm with you. As far as the, being able to rely on them and not give them heartburn, that's a great line. Want to use that. And the people making decisions, I'm with you as well. But, hey, listen, at this point in time, his solution is what? Does he give a solution or he just gives an overview of what's wrong with the Jags? Because we all know this.
Well, I don't know that everybody knows this. It says at 2-7, Jacksonville's season is all but over. The excuse me. The 2020 Washington football team is the only instance in league history of a 2-7 team going to the postseason, and that took a division where everyone else collapsed, and 7 wins was enough to win the title. Obviously, the Texans aren't living up to expectations, but at 6-3, they're probably going to win at least another couple of games. So that's not the case here for the Jaguars. Then again, who would have thought the Jags were going to miss the playoffs at 8-3 a year ago? Since that Monday Night Football game when they were in position to claim the top seed in the AFC over the Bengals, they've gone 3-12. Last season, their slide out of the postseason felt like a combination of bad luck and Lawrence's various maladies. This season, it felt like bad football getting the return it deserves. And I got to be honest with you, Brian, I find it very hard to argue with that last sentence. Last year, it felt like stuff was happening to make the team play like this. This year, it just feels like bad football. You tell me how you see it differently, because I don't.
No, I don't see it differently overall.
904-362-9901 is the phone number. We were going to go to break, but as soon as I saw this man on the phone, I had to let him on because we are contractually bound. He pays for his time. Hey, Kilkenny, welcome to the Aaron Schachter Show.
How's it going, fellas?
How are you, man? Happy WTF was that Monday?
Yes. I thought that pretty well described it.
Yes. It's the comment you left in the chat. This is exactly how it feels. Kenny, do you feel like this is a team that has had circumstance and injury happen to it, or this is a team that plays bad football and we're seeing what that looks like?
All the above. You know, and if Christian Kirk was in there and healthy, then I believe it would have been better. But when you break it down play by play, you know, well, actually, let me comment on what you were just talking about. You know, I totally agree with part of with the
Barnwell's assessment,
but with the tackle scenario that you were just talking about,
yeah,
with Little and Juwan. Because I mean, you look at what Juwan, he led the league in penalties, and then he went to Kansas, and he still led the league in penalties.
Did he have the penalty issues here? I remember his last year in Jacksonville was actually a really good one.
Yeah, but he did have a lot of penalties. Well, there were a lot that weren't called too.
Okay.
But yeah, he was pretty high on the penalties. He was the highest penalized right tackle his last year here, and then when he went to Kansas City, he was the highest penalized offensive lineman in the league. And so, but then all of a sudden, Cam's PED. Okay, you get Anton. Like majority of people on draft night, when I heard that, it was like, what? Who? But he did play well last year, for a rookie. And I've been wanting to get Little in there for a long time. And
I think a lot of people have.
Yeah, and Cam's been so injury prone and everything through the years.
Yeah, like the man played one full season for the Jaguars in his 5-6 years here.
Exactly. And so, I was happy to see that. But with the injuries and everything and the lack of depth. But then again, Van Lanen and I can't think of I'm blanking on the other guy's name. But they both had good off seasons. They've had a couple years, with on the Jags practice squads and everything, and they were coming up, and I get all that. And Cooper Hodges, I was really excited for him to finally get a chance. But
were you talking about Blake Hance? Who are you talking about?
Yeah, Blake Hance.
Okay.
That's who they were talking about. And I didn't get to see them a lot, but listen to Baselli talk about them. He was really big on Hance and Van Lanen.
Yeah.
So okay, I get it. But and there's a lot of reports that Cam hasn't been happy. And so that was an amicable getting rid of. And so I follow you there, But then as far as I don't agree with him as far as our wide receivers or our receiving crew.
Not giving heartburn to defensive coordinators. You tell me, who's the threat that keeps defensive coordinators up at night?
I would say BT. Well, before Kirk, when you had the combination of Kirk, BTJ, and Ingram, when you had that combination, then it was. But now that Kirk's gone, BTJ, he couldn't get open a lot yesterday. When I was watching unfortunately, they focus on the ball and they don't show the whole screen, the whole field like they used to. So you don't get to see a whole lot.
You
of
get that all 22 view on NFL Plus, though. Shout out to NFL Plus. What's up, guys? Come on.
You always flip me that email with that, password and stuff,
Okay, I see you there. Okay, Dan.
but his speed at the beginning of the year, they were, he was leading the rookies, and he was, close to the top in the league as far as percentage goes and everything. And and Ingram, I know that he had gotten up to where he was had caught 10 passes in a row, and I heard the number higher, but I haven't verified it, so I don't know. But I heard it was 17 catches in a row, but I don't know that for a fact. I know 10 at least. But then today or yesterday, you look, and there were 9 offensive plays in the first quarter, and we're only down 7. And then there were 6 offensive plays in the second quarter, and we're only down by 16. So
only
that's great for the defense to be on the field for 21 and a half minutes in the first half.
Yeah, you expect to be getting murdered by a lot more.
Right. And so
I wouldn't classify it as great, but I would say, yeah, it's a positive outcome for such a negative scenario.
Should have been 42-0.
Yes. That's what it felt like, is my point, though, Dan. At 22-0, it felt like it was insurmountable.
And my wife was actually being supportive, and she was with this at the beginning, and I'm sitting there, and they punt, and they announce that it's Austin Trammell that's back there, and after watching him and how dynamic he was in the preseason, that's exactly what I told her the other day. That was hoping that was what was going to happen, was we were going to bring him in, let him do punts, and that way we didn't have Washington back there because we don't need another guy injured, and that's a very high injury, position there. And so he gets there, and I'm all excited, and then it happens. And it's just like, oh, my God. And she goes in and starts watching Hallmark Christmas movies, and it's like, should I go join her?
Yes.
I don't know. But I finished watching the game, and I was sort of happy that it did, sort of, But then, it's like there at the end. When you watch Trevor, he did the whole move, shifting his body forward again when he threw the ball.
Yeah.
When he does that, the ball goes high. If he would have stayed relaxed and actually threw the ball with proper mechanics like he had on many other plays, then the ball wouldn't have went. If it was a yard shorter, then it was a beautiful play. If he only gets to the 1, that's great. We wanted to waste some time anyhow. If he ended up being incomplete, that's fine too. But just not the interception. That's the one thing we couldn't do. Throw it at his waist. The defender's behind him. There's no way he could have got to it. He would have got a pass interference, if nothing else, ball put on the 1. Everything would have been okay. But no. He has to throw an interception. And then as far as the distribution of the ball and everything, if you look at the very beginning, he went Travis Etienne, and then Brian Thomas Jr., and then Ingram. And 3 out of the first 5 throws were to Ingram, and all 3 of those were incomplete. And so
a couple were off Ingram's hands too.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's like the one pass to Tim Jones that was incomplete. You can't put that on Tim Jones. That was on Trevor.
Mm-hmm.
The 4th and 1 that he ended up throwing out. You can't throw that ball from being up at the line. If he would have been back, in the shotgun, and you get the angle, then that's one thing. But to ask somebody to be running to their left, reach around, a right-handed person, reach around to their left behind them to be able to get the ball with the defender, that's just an impossible play. It was just a nightmare scenario. They should have just went ahead and just ran it, and instead of audibling.
Clearly, they were struggling on the ground yesterday too.
Oh my God, it was, but not too much. If you go through, there is not that many plays, so it doesn't take that long to go through the play list. Majority of the with Etienne, he actually was doing really well.
Well, he had a long of 16, but outside of that, it was the same old Etienne. He gets hit early, and he can't really shake it off and get major yardage.
he did have quite a few, 3s and 5s, and as long as you're getting 3 and 5, you're going to get a first down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just there was too much inconsistency, But the one thing that I know it was a loss and everything else, and that's horrible. But the thing that nobody's really talking about is Josh Hines-Allen finally had a
great game,
multiple sack game.
He had a great game. I appreciate the call, Dan. We got to run off to break. We're already about 10 minutes late for break. And I do want to throw in a little bit of breaking news, Brian, if you don't mind. We got to let everybody know about the breaking news. Apparently, the Jacksonville Jaguars have released Tayshaun Gibson from the exempt commissioner's permission list. They've placed Cooper Hodges on the injured reserve list. The team just announced this. So the Tayshaun Gibson experiment is over, I guess. Did you say the update? Did they let him go, or is he just off the commissioner's list?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm digging more into it right now. Sorry, I was doing one other thing as well. Release Tayshaun Gibson, commissioner's exempt list Monday, opting against giving the formerly suspended safety a spot on their active roster.
They let him go. So be it.
Jeez.
Hardly knew you. I mean, we knew him from back in the day. But.
All right, Caesar?
The only other thing I want to say about what Dan was saying is this. He named Ingram as the guy who gives defensive coordinators heartburn. And I've been an Evan Ingram supporter and fan. I rallied when it was time for his contract, all that stuff. But you're telling me these numbers give defensive coordinators heartburn? These Evan Ingram numbers, here's this year. Obviously, he gets hurt in the first game. It's 5 yards. Comes back, blows up his first game back, 10 catches, 102 yards. Fine. He follows it up with 5 for 35, 4 for 36, 5 for 45. So you want to go, it's a small sample. Okay. Last year, he had some bright spots, sure. But the majority of these are not that. 5 for 49, 6 for 57, 7 for 67. It's a lot of catches. 67 yards is respectable, but not when that's the guy supposed to be giving a defensive coordinator on the other side of the field heartburn. You're expecting like Travis Kelce numbers. You're expecting what preseason Kyle Pitts forecast looks like, not what in-season Kyle Pitts statistics look like. That's part of the deal here. I like Evan Ingram a lot. But if you're trying to tell me you're pointing at him as a guy that gives defensive coordinators heartburn the week leading up to the game, I'm like, I'm not sure that's going down. 904-362-9901. It's the Aaron Schachter Show up until 5 o'clock on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy and breezy for your Monday, and there may be an isolated shower, especially this morning. Daytime highs will get up to about 80 this afternoon, and then overnight tonight, it stays partly cloudy, a touch humid, but mild with lows in the 60s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Beard's 44th anniversary sale with everything store-wide on sale up to 44% off.
David Ammon here with Zero Res.
You know, Dad, I just love this time of year. It cools down, the holidays are coming on, and college football is a blast.
One of the things that I'm grateful for is our good customers. I have loved working for the good people of Jacksonville and want to say thank you.
Folks, the schedule is filling up fast. Book today and Zero Res will clean your carpets for only $49 per room. Plus, they'll give you 25% off your tile cleaning.
Zero Res.
Spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Hi, I'm Mike Lester, the founder of Talon Wealth and the host of the Guarding Your Nest Egg radio show. Like you, I love this country, and I'm very thankful for those that protect us along with our freedoms. That's why for active military and active first responders, if you decide to work with us, Talon Wealth isn't going to charge you any advisor fees. We're happy to explain all the details, but most importantly, thank you for your service.
Visit guardingyournestegg.com to find out more.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC registered investment advisor. Lord license D056341.
Recreational marijuana. It's on your ballot on Tuesday. But before you vote, who's watching what's in the weed? Action News Jax investigates, taking you inside a medical marijuana testing facility. The dangerous elements they're keeping out of pot.
We had an incident where 3 people died on the same day from smoking marijuana.
No matter where you stand on the issue, we're testing weed before Amendment 3. Today at 5:45 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Hey, boss. How's it going?
Just dandy. Been running errands today. Let's see. I've been at a large warehouse, a hospital, and a shopping plaza. You want to know what they all had in common?
They all had safe touch security systems?
Well, how'd you know I was going to say that?
Because it's what you do. You complain about safe touch.
Whatever. But did you know they're protecting things like big warehouses and stuff now?
Yeah, big business, small business. They're all lining up when they find out Safe Touch is offering up to 50% off a state-of-the-art security system.
What are you, on Lester Jackson's payroll now?
Sorry, boss. Just dropping the facts on you.
Well, go leave your dropping somewhere else. And find me another business that doesn't have Safe Touch.
You got it, boss.
No alarm system gives you peace of mind like Safe Touch. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Special pricing is for a limited time only. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-2049.
Bueller Air & Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley.
Hi, Ken.
Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see. Hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Oh, is it that lime scale stuff that makes my taps all crusty?
That's right, Dennis. And a water treatment system from Bueller Air & Plumbing will eliminate troublesome lime scale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool.
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
ESPN.com is your home for all things ESPN 690. Find shows, podcasts, Florida State Seminoles football, contests, and more at ESPN690.com. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
It's the Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690, 904-362-9901 if you want to call in. Continuing that thought thread from last segment on the phone with Kilkenny, he's talking about how Evan Ingram is that dude when it comes to striking fear into opposing defensive coordinators. We talked briefly about Christian Kirk, too. He says when Kirk's going, Kirk can be that guy. His numbers are eerily similar to Evan Ingram. I will say this about the guys. They are dependable when they're on the field. When they're on the field and we need it to get done, you can go to those guys. 3rd and 5. You can go to those guys, get the first down. The problem is that these are not really guys you need to game plan around defensively. They're extremely capable, very talented. They're not game wreckers. Not everyone's going to have one. A lot of people think BTJ can be a game wrecker. I got news for you. If you got a game wrecker on the field, you're not just throwing the ball to him 3 times a game. Certainly not when you need a score at the end of the game and you don't even look his way at all on the final drive. I think he caught both 2-point conversions. Am I imagining that? I know he caught one of them.
I know he caught one of them. I think I was frustrated when he caught it, too, because I was like, this is when you're going to target my man? Like in the 2-point conversion.
I thought it was a little encouraging. Like, all right, maybe he can catch the ball today. I thought this was all injury related. I mean, I was shocked when I heard Brian Thomas Jr. talking about how, nope, not injury. I mean, he essentially threw Trevor under the bus. Trevor or Press, or both.
Or he just made sure he wasn't thrown under the bus.
Yeah, however you want to slice it.
Yeah.
Basically, what he says is, nope, wasn't the defense, and it wasn't my injury. So you figure out what's left.
Yeah, that's wild.
904-362-9901 on the Aaron Schachter Show. Let's hit up Solid Take, waiting to get on the show. Welcome, buddy.
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
Solid Take Brian in the house.
Hey, to comment on what you was just saying.
All right.
It's not that the receiver B2J sort of sounds like B2K. But anyway, it's not like B2J wasn't a focal part of the offense. You got to understand. Me as a coach myself, man, the first thing I'm gonna do if I'm missing certain players, I'm gonna take away what you have left.
Sure.
So I'm gonna take away B2J. So I mean, I don't think that they didn't have a plan for him. I think that he was just taken away.
Brian Thomas Jr. Hold on. Brian Thomas Jr. himself said that wasn't the case yesterday. That he was open.
Oh, okay. Well, hey. If he said it, then I'll leave it alone. There's nothing for me to comment on.
Yeah, Brent Martineau, the president of the Sunshine and Rainbows fan club, asked Brian Thomas Jr., man, did the defense do anything differently to take you away than teams normally do? Brian Thomas Jr. said no. Then he goes, all right, were you expecting more targets? You think you expect to see it more? He said, yep, don't know what was going on.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'll leave it alone then. I'm not even going to comment on it.
I mean, isn't it mystifying to you? Isn't it crazy to you?
I mean, here's my thing, man. B2J. When you looking at a defense and they're a man, you got to automatically go to B2J because he's going to beat you over the top.
He's going to dust them.
But everybody who knows what his strength is, if Trevor Lawrence's strength is going deep, he doesn't like to pass in the middle. The middle is where the most interceptions happen. So everybody knows that he prefers to go deep. So you play a cover too. So I just felt like maybe they was playing the deep pass.
Yeah, and maybe that is what was happening.
They're not stupid enough to be a man.
You know what I mean? And maybe that's what was happening. But according to BTJ, he's like, nope, nothing was different out there.
Gotcha.
It's just wild to me. Okay. Wild. Hey, if you're an opposing team's defensive coordinator, who are you scared of?
As far as scoring, it's B2J, but you got to understand, Evan Ingram is a matchup problem.
Sure.
All right, because he's a tight end, but he's like a wide receiver. He has wide receiver.
I understand. He's like an X receiver. I get it, but like it's not translating, and there has to be a reason. They seem to be game planning pretty well for Evan Ingram.
Right. They can go to him more. Evan Ingram and Kirk is more of like a safety valve for Trevor.
Yeah, totally.
If you ever notice, every time they go in the middle, it's those two people that they're looking for because he doesn't like to pass in the middle. You could tell because he's scared of the interceptions. But when he goes in the middle, if you ever notice, it's those two players.
And he usually connects.
Yeah. But I mean, Jaguars did their thing in the second half, but for me, man, the most inexcusable play was a third down and 22, man. Like, when they hit Smith for that third down, man, that to me, that was the most inexcusable play. I mean, we had one stop. We could have ended the game right there. We had one stop and could have, took over from there and go down and finish the game. And then the interception was horrible, but it started with the play calling. I mean, why do we have number 2, I forgot his name, Johnson.
Dearness Johnson.
Why do we have him going out for a pass? He's not used to that. All right. I mean, now if we're going to put a running back in that situation, which we don't do enough, we don't use ETN enough in the passing game, like line up as a receiver.
Yeah, put him in like in a wheel route. Yeah.
Yes, sir. line up as a receiver. We don't do that enough. I mean, in the preseason game, he had a heck of a touchdown against the Falcons. That was like, I thought we was going to have a great offensive season. When I saw that play to ETN, I got excited. Like, man, we're going to do this more often.
Solid take. If I told you Jamal Agnew would be more often used in that role than Travis Etienne, wouldn't your jaw still be on the floor?
I think you should be fired. If that's the case, which is what you're saying, I'm surprised. We do not use him enough as a weapon, the weapon that he is.
It's wild.
We know that he's not an in-between tackle like, more like Tank Bigsby is, but we don't use him as a weapon, and that's why I'm against everybody saying we should draft Travis Hunter. What's the point of drafting a weapon if we don't know how to use a weapon?
I'm with you. What's the point? With you. Solid take from Solid Take Brian, man. Another great call from this man. He mentioned something Barnwell went into that I skipped for the sake of time. But I definitely think now that Solid Take has said it, we should say it out loud as well. Here's Barnwell once again. On the flip side, well-coached defenses get opposing offenses in 3rd and long, and they shut the door. 3rd and long. You shut the door. 3rd and long is an opportunity to get those offenses to give up with a run or a short check down, take a chance to create a turnover with a big play. If you watched any NFL, you've heard the color analysts say there aren't many plays in the playbook for 3rd and insert large number here, 3rd and 22, like in the Jags game. Brian, the average NFL team allows opposing offenses to convert about 8% of the time on 3rd and 15 or more.
Don't finish the statement.
The Jags happen to be more generous, Brian. I don't know if you would have expected that.
Okay. What's the number?
The Jags have allowed opposing offenses to get a first down or a touchdown on 39% of those situations. 8% for the league, 39% for the Jaguars.
Man, hell no.
That is comfortably the worst mark in the NFL.
Is it comfortably, Aaron?
The league's 31 other teams have allowed 5 3rd and forever touchdowns this season.
Okay.
The Jags have given up 4 themselves.
Oh, boy.
31 teams have done it 5 times.
Uh-huh.
The Jags have done it 4 times by themselves.
That's tough.
Including 2 to the Eagles, by the way.
That's tough.
2 of them in the same game. First one in the final moments of the second quarter when just about anything would have forced Philly to kick a field goal, facing 3rd and 17 from the 19 after an offensive pass interference nullified a touchdown. The Eagles handed the ball off to Saquon Barkley, and while Barkley didn't invent a new hurdle on this play, he somehow managed to go 19 yards, totally untouched for a touchdown.
Untouched, huh? Even
Buster Brown unable to force Barkley inside to his help. Barkley easily beats Brown to the pylon for the score. 2 quarters later, Eagles forced a 3rd and 22 from the 25 in a 6-point game with A.J. Brown sidelined. It's the obvious place where Jalen Hurts would normally go.
Yeah.
So he goes to Devonta Smith. Everybody knew he was going to Devonta Smith. Did the Jaguars double him? They did not. They played what looks like it was quarters coverage, got no pressure on Hurts. Smith ran a double move, smoked Ronald Darby. Smoked him. I mean, it was a foot race, and it was over 5 yards into the route.
Wow, 5. That's quick.
He had lots of space. Matter of fact, by the time the ball got there from Hurts,
yeah, okay.
Both Jags defenders had closed. Spectacular touchdown in the back of the end zone,
Absolutely.
by the way. This isn't a freak occurrence in a 13-play sample, by the way. Expand the group out. Go to 3rd and 8 plus.
Okay, here we go.
Instead of 3rd and 15.
All right, here we go, Jags.
Jags still have the 3rd worst conversion rate allowed by any team.
Okay,
They've allowed 7 touchdowns in that range. No other team has given up more than 2.
Oh boy. Hoping you would say 5.
Jags almost quadruple that. They're not just allowing the worst EPA per play of any team on 3rd and 8 plus this season, but the most for any team through 9 weeks since 2007.
Wow. Oh, 07. Okay. It's like 8
That's as far
presidents
back
ago.
as the data goes. It might go before that. We just don't know. We weren't counting before 2007.
Teams didn't do this enough to make it a stat before 2007. Aaron Schachter, what was that number one more time with the conversion rate? One was 8% and the Jags were 39%. Did I get that
plays
right?
from 3rd and 15,
yeah,
the league allows a first down on roughly 8% of those plays.
Yeah.
The Jags allow a first down or a touchdown on 39% of those plays this year. It's humiliating. That is a humiliating statistic. Ryan Nielsen should shave his mustache off when he hears that statistic.
Do something. Let's do anything. Anything.
This is not just a Doug Peterson, Press Taylor problem.
It's mainly a Doug Peterson, Press Taylor problem.
There is a lot of problems when you look at the categories that are overseen by Doug Peterson, Press Taylor.
Trent Baalke problem.
Sure.
But you're right. It's not just them.
It's a Ryan Nielsen problem, too. And maybe it's about who's on the team. But then why is this man here?
You knew that coming in.
Yes.
Man.
Wild.
That was all in the Barnwell article, too?
It was a really good article.
You're being nice. My bad, Barnwell.
As bad as it makes you feel, it's actually a lot of salient points there.
It's medicine, man. It's medicine. You need to hear that. You need to know. Because if we know that, if he researches it, all the analytics that NFL teams do, somebody in that organization is like, hey, man, hey, listen, these are the numbers, Mr. Khan. That's what they probably say to him.
The part of the article that hit me in the heart, that really spoke to me, was that part about the receivers I read to you.
Yeah.
Like Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram and these guys who we like. We like those guys. We want them on the team. We need more threatening players.
Yeah.
We need guys the competition has to game plan for. And I understand everyone kind of gets game planned ultimately. Fine.
I know what you're saying.
When you come to town, you're not worried about Christian Kirk in the way that other teams are worried about CeeDee Lamb or Devonta Adams or any of those guys. You got these teams trying to take players away. You don't want to get beat by this player. Who's the player on Jacksonville that teams say that about? Because you can tell me it's BTJ, or if you're solid take, you can tell me it's B2J. It doesn't matter.
I like B2J to be
B2J is a better name.
It
doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It don't matter. Make it work.
It's
Change
a better
it to
name.
number 2.
B2J. From now on, that's what it is.
That'd have been a little more fire to be real.
I decree it from here on out. B2J.
I'm calling him B2J.
Me too.
Solid tape. That's my dog right there. Aaron Schachter, one last thing, though.
Yeah.
Do you think that putting players in positions to succeed allows them to become more threatening? Like, do you think that falls back on coaching as well?
No, that helps.
And like, so Christian Kirk, I'm just like, okay, maybe you can use Christian Kirk, but when you start talking about Evan Ingram and B2J, I'll be real with you.
You're laying into the problem, Brian. Here's the thing. You've never had this conversation about Jamar Chase. You've never gone, man, Jamar Chase would be a little more threatening if they used him right. You've never had this conversation about CeeDee Lamb, about Amon-Ra St. Brown, about Devonta Adams, even on the Raiders. You're just like, these guys are weapons you have to watch out for, period. We don't have that.
Because I can feel confident that I'm not going to look up in a big game, on a must-win game, and you have 4 targets if you count the 2-point conversions with these guys. So in that point, maybe
you think it's a target problem.
Well, no,
it sounds like
I don't know what it is. I think it's a
we've
all-the-way
got
problem.
Star, spectacular wide receivers, and this is a target problem.
Wow,
I disagree.
Spectacular? I said, can we just etch and sketch this whole season?
Sounds like that's what the plan was from the beginning. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the Aaron Schachter Show. Go out and have a great night.
Here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. This week, a primetime matchup with the only remaining undefeated team in the NFL, the 7-0 Kansas City Chiefs, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs and their quarterback Baker Mayfield are 4-4, and now they take on Patrick Mahomes and the defending Super Bowl champions. Join me and Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner on Monday Night Football.
Jacksonville's home for Monday Night Football is right here on ESPN 690.
Recreational marijuana. It's on your ballot on Tuesday. But before you vote, who's watching what's in the weed? Action News Jax investigates, taking you inside a medical marijuana testing facility. The dangerous elements they're keeping out of pot.
We had an incident where 3 people died on the same day from smoking marijuana.
No matter where you stand on the issue, we're testing weed before Amendment 3. Today at 5:45 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Road Heaver Boys Ranch is hosting the best bluegrass music festival in the country this November with top bluegrass musicians. The festival is a huge draw with thousands of music lovers flocking to the ranch. Some of the featured acts include East Nash Grass, Southern Legacy, Retro 78, Williamson Branch, the Gibson Brothers, Rhonda Vincent and the Rage, and many more. For more information about the festival, please contact Evans Media Group at 386-385-3500 or go to rbr.org and look under events.
If you want to know why Arlington, rent a Toyota. That's why. It's not just a rental, it's a Toyota. Need an 8-passenger Sienna van? Rent it. Curious about all the new 2025 Camry features? Rent it. How about a fuel-efficient RAV4? Arlington has 25 in stock and ready to rent. Rent a Toyota at Arlington has plenty of hybrids, too. And Arlington's competitive rental rates make every mile amazing. Just go to arlingtontoyota.com and reserve your rental online today.
Dig Local believes community gardens, farmers markets, and nutrition education are sustainable routes to a future where everyone can eat better. Shop the Beaches Green Market this and every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Penman Park on Penman Road, just north of Beach Boulevard, for fresh local fruits and vegetables, plants, meats, eggs, baked goods, honey, wellness products, ready-to-eat snacks and drinks, and local artist craft goods. If you have an EBT card, stock up on free fruits and vegetables and edible plants. Go to diglocal.org to learn more.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley.
Hi, Ken.
Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see. Hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Oh, is it that lime scale stuff that makes my taps all crusty?
That's right, Dennis! And a water treatment system from Bueller Air and Plumbing will eliminate troublesome lime-scale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool!
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.